Your homework is to memorize this and write it 15 times.
Welcome to the coolest, hippest half hour of fun on TV. This is Brain Stew with Jennifer Plully.
Birds, birds, and more birds. This week, Brain Stew is hanging out at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. We're going to give your brain the lowdown on birds, how they survive in their environment, and what we can do to protect them. You'll meet the cast of Feathered Follies and get to see a bald eagle.
Is a bald eagle really bald?
You'll find out. All that, plus an experiment where you get to play hide and go seek. Ready or not, Brain Stew's next. Hey, all you brain stewers out there, are you ready to soar on another adventure? I am. Today, we're checking out birds. They're everywhere. Just look up in the sky or in a tree. Birds are everywhere. Say, have you ever wished you could fly?
I can't fly on a plane.
Very funny. No, what I mean is, have you ever wished you could fly like a bird?
Sure have, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Let's face it, guys, it's not gonna happen. But wait, we do have some things in common with birds.
Like what?
Well, let's see. We're both warm-blooded. We both have a vertebrae, or a backbone, and we both have a 4-chambered heart. Pretty cool, 3 similarities. However, there are differences, like that flying thing. Never gonna happen. And as we know, most birds can fly. They have wings and special body parts that make it easy for them to fly. And they have something else, plumage.
What is plumage?
Well, plumage is thought to have descended from reptile scales. They're made out of the same protein called keratin, and they overlap the animal's body in the same way. Feathers, plumage, same thing.
Get this, all adult birds have feathers, or like Kristen said, plumage. Now, some birds, woodpeckers and pelicans, they are completely featherless when they're hatched. And yet another difference between us and those birds is that birds develop from embryos in eggs outside the mother's body. Bird eggs have hard shells, which can be really strong, but they can be kind of free and Bird eggs have hard shells, which can be really strong or can be kind of weak or brittle. It just depends on the bird. Hey, come here. Do you like dinosaurs? Yeah! Some scientists believe that birds are distant relatives of dinosaurs. Cool. So, as you can see, birds do have some similarities to mammals, but there are many more differences. This week, Brain Stew is hanging out at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia, and we're filling our brains with fascinating facts about birds, how they survive in their environment, and what we can do to protect them. Hi guys, this is my feathered friend. Now, this is my friend Kristen, and she works here at Busch Gardens, and she knows tons about birds. How are you, Kristen?
Good, how are you, Jennifer?
I am awesome, I'm awesome. Okay, now, birds are different from us because they have feathers or plumage, right?
Right.
Why do birds have plumage?
Feathers are not just used for flying. They can also be used to insulate the bird when it's cold, keep them dry when it's raining out. They're used as camouflage against predator and prey. They can also be used for a display, either to attract a mate or to get rid of a predator.
What is molting?
Okay, well, feathers have a lifespan. They get worn out by flying, by the sun and the rain, the elements, so they are replaced. The birds usually start molting or dropping their feathers in the spring. It's a long time, it's a long process, and usually by the fall they're done so that it doesn't interfere with their flying.
So they can, at no point are they without feathers.
Right, they'll start dropping them. The feather on the left of the wing and the feather on the right wing drop out at the same time and are replaced at the same time, so it never becomes a problem.
That's
flying.
so cool. That's so cool. Now, we're standing around here with bald eagle feathers.
Right.
And the reason I knew that is because it's got a little label right there. And this is...
A red-tailed hawk wing.
Okay, now, tell me how you guys get these feathers here and they're not attached to birds.
Okay, well, the wing actually came from the World Bird Sanctuary, which is in St. Louis, Missouri. We do rehabilitation work there.
What'd you say?
Birds come in that have been hit by cars, shot by hunters, electrocuted. If the bird doesn't make it, then we hang on to their feathers and their wings for educational purposes.
Welcome to Eagle Garden. Wait, we're not with an eagle. We're with an owl, right? Okay.
An eagle owl.
An eagle owl. Oh, that's kind of cool. So we're in Eagle Garden for a good reason.
Can birds see and hear like we do?
Well, birds of prey that hunt during the day are referred to as diurnal birds of prey. Those are the hawks and the eagles, for example. Their hearing is not as well developed as their eyesight. They have excellent eyesight. They can see about 8 or 9 times better than we can. Diurnal.
Can you spell that?
Sure. D-I-U-R-N-A-L. Active during the day.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean that they can see things magnified 8 or 9 times better. It means that they can see finer detail from further away and faster than we can, which is what they need to be able to do to see those mice and rats on the ground from way up in the sky. Wow. Owls are nocturnal.
Okay, so they can see and hear better at night.
Right. Now, owls, on the other hand, have adapted for hunting at night, so their eyesight and their hearing is very well developed. As you can see, she has incredibly huge orange eyes, and that helps collect what little light is available at night for hunting.
Sure, her pupils are always big, aren't they then? Well, at night.
She actually can control, she can control them, open and close them as the light allows. And they have a facial disc, which helps to funnel the sound back into their ears, which are located right behind their eyes. You can't see them because they're hidden by the feathers.
So those aren't her ears then that are sticking out?
These are not her ears. That is a common misconception. They are just feather tufts, and they're used in displays. If she's angry, she'll put them up. If she's being threatened by another predator, she'll put them up. It'll make her look bigger and meaner than she really is.
Or if she's on television,
exactly,
to look good, she'll put them up.
Owls also have something called asymmetrical hearing, which means that their ears aren't level on their head. They're actually crooked. One is set higher than the other. And it sounds kind of funny, but it works really well because by turning their head back and forth, they can pick up different sounds coming from different directions at the exact same time to pinpoint exactly where the sound is coming from.
So what you're basically saying then is that birds can definitely see better than we can and can hear better than we can.
Yes.
For reasons, because that's just how they live. That's their environment. They need to.
Right.
Hey, what's her name?
This is Zeus. A male's name, but a female bird.
Zeus, and she's gorgeous. She's huge. She looks so huge, but you're telling me she's not heavy.
How much does she weigh?
She only weighs about 5 pounds. Again, it's just feathers and mostly hollow bones.
She's got to get off the ground, so I guess she can't be that big. So.
What is a raptor?
Okay, there are 8 different types of raptors found all over the world. There are eagles, owls, hawks, falcons, vultures, condors, osprey, and kites. We have all of those right here at Busch Gardens except the last 2, which are the osprey and the kites.
Well, what do raptors do?
Okay, what makes them different from other meat-eating birds is 3 special tools. They have excellent eyesight for finding small animals on the ground from way up in the sky. They have 8 sharp claws, which are called talons, and that's how they catch and kill their prey. Then they have a curved, hooked upper beak.
Oh,
and birds, as we know, don't have teeth, so they need that beak to rip the food off. They use it just like a knife and a fork.
So that's what makes a bird a raptor.
Right, those 3 tools that they have. The sharp eyesight, the
and
talons,
the feistiness.
and the hooked upper beak.
This is a Harris hawk, right?
Right, this is a Harris hawk. These birds are not found around here. They're found out in the desert, out in the southwest, New Mexico, Arizona, California.
What characteristics help a bird survive in its environment?
They're very different from other hawks in that they're not solitary. They actually prefer to live in family groups. They hunt in packs, just like wolves, and they'll also babysit. The younger birds will stick around the nest and help their parents raise the babies of the new nesting season, and that helps them to survive in the harsh environment of the desert. Vultures only eat dead stuff, so they have a nice bald head, as you can see. Very little feathers on her head, and that's so that When she is eating that carcass, she can stick her whole head inside to get at the good stuff like the heart and the liver, the stuff that's really good for them. And she doesn't have to worry about getting her head all messy and gooey. That would be a real problem. It'd be really hard to clean because the way a bird cleans its feathers is by using its beak, and obviously she can't get her beak on top of her head. So they just simply wipe their head up on the grass, and then they look great. Vultures actually have a very good sense of smell. Most birds of prey have little or no sense of smell, but the vulture, like the turkey vulture, which we have right here in the U.S., locates its prey by using its scent. Vultures also are unique in the way that they cool off. They cannot sweat. Birds don't sweat because their feathers would get wet, and their feathers don't work well when they're wet. They can pant like a dog, but that doesn't work very well either. So what they do is when they're hot, they'll go to the bathroom right down their own legs and feet.
And it cools them off?
Gets their feet nice and wet. When the breeze blows, it keeps them cool. It's called euryhydrosis. Storks and cranes also do that too. The barn owl has the best hearing out of any owl in the world. They can hear a mouse chewing on an ear of corn from about 1/4 of a mile away. You can see that he has a very prominent facial disc, and they use that in order to funnel the sounds back into their ears. Again, the owl has asymmetrical hearing.
Like Zeus, right?
Right, like Zeus, so that helps them hear as well.
Check out that plumage! Hey, Brain Stew will be right back, so don't even think about touching that remote. I mean it, don't touch it.
How do birds of prey play an important part on the food chain?
Well, birds of prey are pretty much at the top of their food chain, so they help to control populations of other animals like mice, rats, rabbits, animals that would get out of hand and destroy our vegetation, our farmers' crops. So they have a very important role in the food chain.
What birds are endangered species?
Well, actually, the barn owl, which is what I'm holding right here, is endangered in certain parts of the U.S. He's the most endangered owl in the Midwest. Some of the reasons for that is because these birds mostly eat just mice. People put out poisons for mice, and they eat poison mice. Also, there aren't as many barns as there used to be, and so they're losing their places to build their nests. So without nests, they can't lay eggs. Without eggs, we'll have no more barn owls.
What is his name?
This is Echo.
Yeah, well, I can tell. Echo keeps echoing whatever we do.
The Harris hawk is endangered out in Southern California. The bald eagle was taken off the endangered species list about 3 years ago. They're now listed as a threatened species, so they're doing much better.
What does threatened mean?
Their population has increased enough so that we still need to be careful and watch them, but they're doing much better.
That's good. Congratulations, Liberty.
What can kids do to protect endangered birds?
We do have barn owl nest box construction plans, which something that everybody can do. These birds will adapt to a man-made structure, so we can all help the barn owl by building nest boxes. We can all be more environmentally aware. We can conserve water. All wildlife needs fresh water. We can recycle, which is something that takes very little effort. And by recycling, we're putting less trash into the landfills, which is taking up less space for our wildlife.
How did Busch Gardens create a habitat for American bald eagles?
Well, Busch Gardens built Eagle Canyon for 4 of our bald eagles, which unfortunately were injured out in the wild and are no longer to survive on their own. So they are taken care of right here in Eagle Canyon.
And you've got 4 of them.
4 of them. We have 3 adults and a juvenile who's all brown.
Is a bald eagle really bald?
No, actually bald eagles are not bald. They got their name most likely from the Welsh term for bald, which meant marked with white.
And he is marked with white.
white.
And this is Liberty, right?
This is Liberty.
Can these bald eagles get out of Eagle Canyon?
No, unfortunately their injuries out in the wild were so severe that they are no longer able to fly. So they are perfectly safe right here in this enclosure.
And you guys are taking care of them.
And we take care of them.
Good.
This is Lightning, and he is our peregrine falcon.
He's gorgeous. Gorgeous. How fast can you fly?
Well, in the Guinness Book of World Records, the peregrine falcon is listed as the fastest animal in the world, and they've been clocked at speeds of 217 miles per hour. Now that is in a straight dive down to catch their prey, and a straight flight across about 75 miles an hour, which ties with the cheetah and is still pretty fast.
Wow. He's a little thing. How much does he weigh?
He only weighs about a pound.
And he's got gorgeous eyes, too. And look, he's got that curved beak like you were talking about.
Right.
And the talons.
They have really long toes in comparison to the size of their legs, and that's just to hang on, because these birds will actually catch their prey in the air, and they'll kill it with their beak and start eating it while they're still flying.
Okay, and I guess his eyesight
And the eyesight is incredible. They can spot their prey from about a range of 5 miles.
5 miles?
These birds are bird-eating birds, so they're built for speed.
Yeah.
They need to be able to see their prey and catch it real fast.
And does Lightning fly?
No, he's not trained to fly glove to glove like the other birds in the show. He just is for show. He models.
Yeah.
They have a hook in their beak, like on the edge. It's called the tomial tooth. And they don't actually kill their prey with their talons like the hawks and the eagles do. They don't have a strong grip. They just use it to hang on, and they kill with their beak. And that hook up there fits nicely in between another bird's vertebrae, and they just snap the neck.
Well, I don't know about you, but my bird brain is stuffed with information on birds. I must thank Stephanie.
You're welcome.
And Kristen.
You're welcome.
And everybody at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, especially your feathered friends. Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome, and anytime Brain Stew wants to come back, feel free.
Oh, we'll fly in. Wonder how animals hide from raptors like falcons or hawks? Up next, Brain Stew has an experiment that will show you how camouflage helps some animals escape from birds of prey. Plus, we have this week's Multimedia Minute. Don't go away.
How does the color of animals protect them from birds of prey? You know, like hawks, falcons, and vultures.
I have no idea.
Let's find out. Here's the deal. You need to do this experiment in your backyard or park. You need lots of room. This is what you need. Colored pipe cleaners, any color you choose. You need 4 markers, string, a tape measure, and a friend. Here is the procedure. First, you take your markers and your measuring tape to mark off a 20-foot square. Next, you take your string and tie it around each of the markers so you can make a large box. Ta-da! Ask an adult to cut 20 half-inch pieces of each color. Next, I'm going to take each of these pipe cleaners and place them evenly as I can in the box. Finally, you ask a friend to come in the box and find as many pieces as they possibly can in 20 seconds. Go. Stop. Good job. Can I have those? As you can see, Lonnie didn't find all the colored pipe cleaners. Some colors are easier to find, others are very difficult. Why'd this happen? If the grass is the same shade of green as the color pieces, then it is difficult to tell the difference between the two. Colors that look alike were harder to find. Some of the darker color pieces blend in with the shadows of the grass. It is the same color blending that protects animals from predators like vultures, hawks, and falcons. For example, a green snake blends in very well on a lawn of green grass. This makes it difficult for birds of prey like the hawk to spot it.
Well, if you've ever heard the term bird brain, it certainly doesn't apply to you. Your brain is crammed with information on birds. Begging for more? Well, then just visit your local zoo and see these birds firsthand and up close, but not too close. I want to thank Kristen, Stephanie, and all their feathered friends here at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. Birds are amazing animals, but remember, we want to do everything we can to protect them. It is up to us. As I always say, remember to keep that big brain of yours stewing, because you never know what you might learn. Birds this week, next week, who knows? I'm not saying. You'll have to tune in. Class dismissed. You need to do everything you can to help protect them. See what we do to our associate producers and our hosts? Which can be kind of strong and large birds, but they can be kind of breezy and different. Yeah.
How do the color of birds characteristics help a bird? Oh, God. A verb. I always get, ugh.
Can she fly? He bit me.
Ever wonder how animals hide from raptors like falcons or hawks? Up next, brain stew. How do birds of prey, how do birds of prey play an important part? I knew it, I'm cool, I can do it. Hello, who you calling a bird brain?
Oh my goodness, the plant moves. Can you believe it?
Birds are amazing animals, but remember, you need to do everything you can to help protect them. Camouflage helps some animals escape from birds of prey.